So who's this bumbling doofus called Ron DeSantis who really is a meatball come to life?
Speaking of people with a certain unearned machismo and a lot of SDE going on, let's talk about Ron DeSantis. I remember when he was running for governor, and boy, were his ads obnoxious. He's got his kids as props in the ad saying, "Look, we're going to build the wall."
Everyone knows my husband, Ron DeSantis, is endorsed by President Trump, but he's also an amazing dad. Ron loves playing with the kids.
Build the wall.
He reads stories.
Then Mr. Trump said, "You're fired." I love that part.
He's teaching Madison to talk.
Make America great again.
What a putz. So at the time, I was thinking to myself, all right, this guy, he seems like a real D-lister as a political talent. And maybe he will fall up into the governorship of Florida. I would never have tapped him as this is a future leading presidential candidate for the Republican Party. And yet here we are. Who is this guy?
So what's really funny is that when he ran for U.S. Senate before Marco Rubio dropped out of the presidential race, DeSantis was getting zero traction in that Republican primary against some very more established Republican names. When he got elected to Congress, he was this FedSoc lawyer who got through a primary because he didn't have to get 50% and was just this awkward character. Even people in his district would say that. Even Republicans in his district would mock the guy. And he got through 2018 because I think the political establishment was asleep. I don't think really understood the dynamic of the ability of a MAGA candidate to win a primary for governor. Then you have this guy come out of right field, basically, and knock him off in a primary.
I see what you did
Trump's
there.
endorsement.
Nice.
Yeah, with Trump's endorsement. And he ends up being somebody that establishment Republicans became so fearful of, because DeSantis is a guy that has very little in the way of personal charisma. He has very little of the qualities, the retail politics, the memory, institutional memory, right? This is something that stripped DeSantis of time. He might be this guy who's been indoctrinated in their strict constructionist view of the US Constitution, but he actually knows very little about the state of Florida. And
Right.
He doesn't know state law very well. He doesn't know our state constitution very well. So there's been this effort by him to roll over the GOP establishment. And what's happened is so many of them have either become marginalized or they've just fallen in line thinking, okay, this is a flavor of the month. It's going to pass. We will be able to reassert ourselves. It's the same naivety we saw on the national level with the people who said, okay, Trump is just a temporary thing. We'll get what we want. We'll get 3 Supreme Court justices, blah, blah, blah. And then things will be normal again. A lot of people in Florida made the same mistake with DeSantis.
That's where Matt and Kartik both nailed it about this guy. He was a lightweight from the beginning. You can see it when Joe Biden goes down to Florida when there's a storm and that picture shows up of DeSantis walking with his head down, all angry. He wears his little white booties everywhere. He wears his high heels because he wants to be taller. He's awkward. He yells at kids on stage. He eats pudding with his fingers. He's the Jeb of this year. He's going nowhere. He'll go back to his B-list status soon.